baby.
How are you?
Good, and you?
So today we are reviewing A Return to Love, another love story.
Of course, fitting for the love of month. For the month of love.
For the love.
My tongue. Wow. Okay.
Okay.
Fitting for the month of love.
Yeah, boom. So okay. The questions, man.
Okay, so in our review of A Return to Love, and I must just say, can you not, please don't borrow books from us, because now I'm sitting here without a book because a friend has my book and I'm very sure they have not read it. Friend, please return my book. I know you have not read it. Thank you. I love you. Anyway, did you learn something new from the book? No, yes, you're so kind.
Yes, I did learn something new from the book. Because for now, this book was about finding healing and finding love and loving without fear. You know, because most of the time, because of you've once been hurt, you approach love that thing like a fear or something that is going to happen. You know, this always happens. And because it's so common, like especially among conversations that we have with our girlfriends, or even look at salon, or you know, common places where women gather, it's always the same topics, men and relationships, you know, and it's always that you can't find the right one. So I think this book touches on everything. It touches on friendship, it touches on relationships, it touches on marriage, it touches on love for yourself, you know. And yeah, so I did learn a lot of things.
So for me, I don't necessarily think I learned something new in particular, but that's because the concepts that she speaks about, love, which is the center of all, right? I personally would have read about it in other books.
Yeah.
But the way in which she packages it and the references to other material that she referred to also just also just makes it an interesting read, you know, to reinforce what you already know, that if you put love at the center of everything, your health, your physical health, your emotional health, your spirituality, your career, whatever it is, you might just see a better outcome if you put love at the center of it all.
True.
Do you have a favorite quote?
Yes, I do. On page 157. To the ego, love is a crime.
Oh.
It seeks to convince us that forgiveness is a dangerous position that entails an unfair sacrifice on our part. The ego claims that forgiveness can lead us into situations where we become someone's doormat. To the ego, love is weakness. To the Holy Spirit, love is strength. So this part is where she was speaking about forgiveness, you know, and she says that forgiveness is the only sane response to anything, because I think when you don't forgive, you are the one who harbors all the pain, because now somebody else doesn't even know. Then when you are busy walking around with that pain, and so letting go of the pain, I think it's also releasing yourself of the pain and loving yourself again, or returning to yourself, returning to love.
Which book does that remind you of?
It reminds me of, I think it's A New Earth.
No.
Is it The Power of Now?
No. The book that I could not finish.
It is A New Earth. The book that you could not finish. Yes,
Yes, but which one?
I say New Earth.
No. Seat of the Soul.
Oh, Seat of the Soul. Yes.
So in Seat of the Soul, he doesn't speak of it as love, like Marianne is speaking about it. He speaks of it as connecting, because he speaks of the human experience as more than one dimension.
Oh yes, and
is it a multi-dimension?
Multi-dimension.
I can't remember, but there's a specific term that he speaks to, but that is saying you need to forgive, right?
Multisensory.
Yes.
Yeah.
You need to forgive, and sometimes the wrongs or the sins that we do now in our physical bodies will have to be repaid in another generation.
Yeah.
He doesn't specifically speak about reincarnation, but he speaks about what that soul is going to be born again.
Yeah.
And those wrongs will need to be righted again when that soul is born.
Because they need to find balance.
Yeah, they need to find a balance. And that is where I had a challenge with that, where he says, well, if you see someone suffering like that,
you shouldn't feel sorry for them. You shouldn't judge. Actually, he didn't say feel sorry for them. He just said you shouldn't judge the situation they're going through, because you don't know what they are writing, like the wrongs they are writing, something like that.
That's fine. Let's not review. It's just when you were speaking, it triggered seed of the soul. Yeah. So yeah, it's really important, because love is really the key to everything, even to forgiveness.
Yeah, love is really everything. And then a very ego will try to convince you. Yeah. No, if they go low, go low.
But you're not wrong.
You're not wrong. Even when you're wrong, you're right.
So what even though you're wrong, there are other ways that you can do things apart from apologizing. You don't need to. There are other things you can ignore. You can ignore them. You can blame them, but you don't have to apologize.
You don't have to. No, you have to apologize.
But that's so. Serena, these are not our words. Mine is at 67. Yes. So who's 67? Eh? Marianne says our self-perception determines our behavior. Mm-hmm. If we think we are small, limited, inadequate creatures, then we tend to behave that way. And the energy we radiate reflects those thoughts no matter what we do.
So true.
If we think we're magnificent creatures with an infinite abundance of love and power to give, then we tend to behave that way. Once again, the energy around us reflects our state of awareness.
That's beautiful.
Have you ever come across an overly confident person?
I don't every day. And you're like this every day. Where did you get the energy?
And it's so beautiful to watch, because sometimes those people are not even the most confident. But it's just what they believe. And they will be successful because they believe in
what they're so big. So big, so great, so majestic. Yeah, so I really agree with that quote, that it is like you say, like she says, that holy small. Small.
And little
small. Yes, and that also takes me back to this other example. I was actually reading through an article and I saw an example about this author or writer was saying that the reason why people treat you the way you show up or something like that is because she gives an example that imagine you have a stone in your shoe, ne? And the whole time you're walking around, discomfort because of in your head you are thinking about the shoe, so everybody that you approach, uncomfortable, uncomfortable self because of you just thinking, so any communication or any interaction with people is going to be blunt, like it's gonna be flat, because of why you think about, and then I get something off
But beliefs are very hard to work around, because some of our beliefs are fixed without us even being conscious about it. Some of these beliefs are a result of our circumstances, of our upbringing, the communities in which we come from. So we just need to have that state of awareness. What are some of the factors that have contributed towards some of the fixed beliefs that you have? And are these fixed beliefs for your greater good, or are they detrimental? So we just need to be just conscious about that. Otherwise, we get someone to go like a tap of why? Because also in Tiki and the Tapalone.
How come? I want to plan. Like, una to like I want to plan. Like,
and it's fine.
Oh, it's not fine because
No, Mar.
How
I never makali. Yes, Mara said when no one hits or kiss for Pana's house. Because a lot of people have accepted her. This is probably their fate. This is probably their destiny. And I often wonder what has confirmed that for you. Because I think every day we have an opportunity to show up differently and redirect our lives towards the goals that we want.
You do. But that's what I'm saying. Like you just said now, sometimes it's our circumstances, the communities that we grew up in, you know, the schools that we attended, our family members.
Maybe we'll go was for last couple say once a little bit so I'm going to just really just couple say as I hear you.
Yeah.
I hear you.
So
Out of 5?
out of 5. Ish, this book, man, I love it. I love it with everything. Go to 5 out of 5 for Marianne. I read it twice, and anyone who knows me, that's the first book I always say, read a Return to Love. Especially if I know that, like, the message in the book that you get it, or mutum spiritual, or you know, what the rata di buka or topic is or subject is so bored, because I mean it's very heavy. It's a very heavy book. It's not like it's just like an easy read. But once you get into it, like when I have moments when I like a lot of moments when you like, so how could you package this so beautifully? How could you just take that's why
Does she have other books? I wonder. I can't remember.
I don't think they put that in.
No, it doesn't look like it. But I suppose maybe Google you can find it, but it's not in this book.
So when I rating,
I also enjoyed it. A good 5.
A good 5,
Yeah.
That's my girl.
Alrighty.
So yeah, goodbye to the month of love.
Yes, and to all the new relationships that have surfaced in the month of love, we wish them well.
Yeah, and to all the people who just received the blessings of little ones, little bundle of joys in February, all the best.